Are we not going to talk about how PlayStation kind of snaked the Marvel fighting IP out from under Capcom here? We had that Marvel vs. Capcom fighting collection come out. So you would have expected that would have laid the groundwork for the return of Marvel vs. Capcom, a big comeback for the previous tag team Marvel fighter. But instead we get this. This set off alarm bells in my head. Because it sounds like PlayStation, who generally has a very good relationship with Capcom, is the one that kind of went, hey, guys, let's give us the IP. We're going to give it to this other team. And we're going to make a PlayStation Studios Marvel tag team fighter excluding Capcom. If I'm Capcom in this scenario, I feel a way about that. Hey, yo, that's ours. And then I started thinking, when's the last time I saw a Capcom game announced at a PlayStation press conference, showcase, state of play? And it's been a little bit. And Capcom and PlayStation have been kind of like buddy-buddy for a long, long time now, about 2017. You know, Resident Evil 7 was announced on a PlayStation stage. I think Village was announced on a PlayStation stage. All of the remake games have been announced on a PlayStation stage. Wilds was Game Awards.
Game Awards, yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
And then that brings me to my next piece that we're going to talk about later. Resident Evil 9 got announced, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But that got announced at a Keighley stage also. So I'm starting to now scratch my head and go, I wonder what the relationship of Capcom and PlayStation is now. I think it's changed. I think the relationship between those two publishers has deteriorated a little bit. Now, you could say, Tavin, Pragmata was just you just talked about Pragmata 35 minutes ago. And you're absolutely right. Pragmata is on this stage. But Pragmata was announced 3-4 years ago, right? So that marketing deal is already done. The marketing for Pragmata is being done by PlayStation. We know this. This game has been in development for several years, right? Enough time for them to now turn around on that. And the fact that I can't remember the last PlayStation Capcom announcement says something to me. Where you announce is bigger than where you show your gameplay or where you give a deep dive or where you just give a trailer. When we saw Resident Evil 7, 8, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 4 all show up on PlayStation stages. So to break from that pattern to go to a Keighley stage is fascinating. And then Monster Hunter Worlds, which is the biggest Monster Hunter game up until that point, that says a lot to me. I think it's fucking fascinating that Capcom gave both Monster Hunter Wilds and Resident Evil 9, the two franchises that have exploded into in the AAA space on PlayStation stages are now on Keighley stages. That means something. And I don't think it means anything for Keighley. Good for Keighley for getting those announcements, right? But it means something in terms of the relationship between Capcom and PlayStation. Am I crazy?